Start mixing it in as you're drizzling it over the flour mixture. Oh, that's cool. Hey, y'all. It says I'm live, so I'm going to sit here and wait for somebody to jump in and tell me that they can see me and hear me okay. I've got my TV going, and you're going to find out why once somebody jumps in. But I'm going to have to keep the volume down low on the TV. But I had an idea, and so I wanted to try it since I've just been hanging out here at home. Got to turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. I bet that'll work. I have somebody. Did somebody jump in? It says that somebody's watching, so hopefully they can comment or something to let me know that you hear me and see me okay. I don't know why the screen, maybe I need to turn this lamp off. It's still really grainy looking. This is the webcam that's on the laptop, so that's what I'm using. Somebody hit the like button. That's good. I guess that means they can see me and hear me. My voice is already starting to try to mess up on me, hurting just from talking. But I had an idea. I've been over on TikTok quite a bit. I don't know exactly where the camera's up here. Yeah. Okay. So trying to figure out where to look. And I'm also watching to see if somebody jumps in the chat. Because I really don't want to go into a whole bunch of details on what my idea is until some people pop in and I can get some feedback on what I'm thinking about doing. Because I'm going to say this for anybody that would even watch the replay. The heart attack, they don't know why. Hey, all right. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that. Thanks for jumping in, Tuber Chat. I'm in recovery, and so I haven't been out doing anything on the homestead. Family has been taking care of everything because I had a heart attack last month on the 17th. And so what I've been doing is just basically like binge watching some shows that I binge watch occasionally on the TV, which is Friends. I'll binge watch the whole series whenever I'm down and out. But I want y'all, since y'all jumped in here, I have my TV on and it's actually on one of my other accounts. And so one of my ideas is y'all jump in here, y'all tell me what to go watch. You want me to go to your channel and watch a video? Tell me what to watch. So while we're sitting here talking, I can be sitting here watching your video. Because I tell you, even though I have like several accounts, I don't have the same people on each one. And I've thought about writing every single name down and going in all the accounts and making sure I'm connected to all of them on the same thing. But that kind of messes it up if you use one of the accounts to just jump in, because you know how the algorithm is going to throw things at you that they think you want to watch or that you might want to watch because they want you watching. So my thought was while we're sitting here chit-chatting, I can have one of my other accounts that it's actually, the name is Content Consumer, which is perfect for this because what does a content consumer do? Consume content. So while we're sitting here chit-chatting, y'all tell me in the chat if there's a video you want me to go watch. No nasty stuff, though. It's got to be nice stuff. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. Is like I don't really think to do that all the time. I just kind of, you know how they Tuber Chat, how they throw up ones that they think you're going to want to watch next, and so it's like it doesn't always hit on ones. And for some reason, because there is a couple channels I quit watching, And they still throw their stuff out there to me more than some of the people that I follow. And I don't understand that. It's like every once in a while they'll get me with the title and I'll jump in to see what they're talking about. And as usual, it's normally kind of clickbaitish, but anyway. So I'm going to use this other, my content consumer account while we're sitting here talking. Because this actually would be like I'm doing more than one thing at once. It is going live because I have a couple videos that I could have been working on and could have put up, but man, y'all, I just haven't had it in me. I've just been like down and out. Hey, Judy May Collins, it's good to see you. Oh gosh, yes, I agree, Troy Sutton. Not being able to get out, it's rough. Yeah, I was in the Oklahoma Heart Hospital in January. So it's, yeah. I'm going to go in here to the search because I'm not sure if I have, I believe it's, isn't it Kevin, is Tuber Chat? I'm not sure if I have you on this account. It's funny, I see myself. So I'm going to do a search. And I'll make sure and get you added on this other account of mine, and I'll sit here and let it play some of your video or videos even until somebody comes in and suggests another video. But I do want to say, I do want to spend the time to actually sit here and watch the majority of the video, if not all of the video, because I'm one of those people that if you're making content and it's something I'm interested in, which is a multitude of things, trying to get this search thing filled in. Tuber Chat. It's not, you know how it usually autofills? It's not doing that for you for some reason. And I wonder why. I mean, you have enough videos out there that I would think that it would come up in the auto. I spelled it right. Tuber Chat space connect and grow. Oh, I put comment. I got to back out of that. Connect and grow. I should probably be wearing my reading glasses. Yeah, that's true, Judy May. They do that for sure. Hey, there's Heartland HQ, Dinkin Tank. I'm not so doing better, but I'm still here. Connect. Maybe it'll actually bring it up this time. Come on, usually it'll bring it up by this point. Do you, Tuber Chat, do you have, I can't think of the word, your channel name hashtagged on your videos? Because I don't understand why it's not bringing it up. So usually by now it would autofill and take me to it. The and sign, I need that. And where is it? Where's the and sign? What the heck? The and sign's not there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I need to clean my glasses or something. Can't read all the way to the TV. And it's a big screen. So you would think it would be easy. And grow. It's taken me this long to put it in. I'm like, come on, why is it not auto-filling it for me? Now, come on, search. And it come right up, but it just didn't want to autofill for me. Wow. Okay, so we're going to Tuber Chat and play mix. I guess that's I'm just gonna hit one and let it roll. Is it what? Is this not one that's oh wow, that figures I should have read upcoming live streams. I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay. Well, you've done some new stuff on here, I see. Wow. Definitely gonna have to let's see. I'm gonna hit this one. Did it say let's sit here through the I may end up having to go get my reading glasses. Yeah, I tell you, the whole health thing it's been an experience. My cardiologists don't have a clue what to do with me because I have no blockages. I'm not a textbook case of someone with the MI because most of the time it's from a blockage, and mine's not. Was telling somebody else in the comment on social media somewhere that I turned 60 in May. 60. I've been overweight most of my life. Now, good genetics plays a part, and my parents definitely had some good genetics when it come to longevity for most part. And thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, really? Wow. You know, it did that to me. Double check go in your settings and double check that because it almost seems like it was on one of yours that I was going to go to comment and there wasn't any comment, so I went to a different one and left a comment. But yeah, and I'm hoping I have the volume up enough that I can actually hear the TV, and so he's got a special guest on. So I'm going to tell y'all about Connect and Grow Tuber Chat. If y'all don't already know, go check him out because I'm sitting here watching him right now. I can show you I am. I don't think it'll get me for just showing you. Forgive my house for being a mess because I've been kind of down and out. But see, oh, can't really see the TV screen very good like that. But yeah, after being in the hospital and I thought, these bedside tables that they have is pretty handy. So I ordered one and I was going to video putting it together. And as simple as a thing as it should have been, I couldn't do it. My mind was just, I don't know, out there. I couldn't do it. Wow. Yeah. Hmm. 17. Good grief. I'm trying to read some of the comments. This is when I should have got my reading glasses to bring in here. So, Troy, are you still in here? I don't think you ever did say what you went in the hospital for. I didn't see you say. Hey, Bud Files, I didn't even see you till just now coming back through the. This is why I'm saying I need my regular bifocals or something. I got my crochet hook in my hand because this is what I've been doing, y'all. I can't stand to just not do anything. I have to be doing something. So I've been crocheting squares, different colors. And then I'm putting a border around them before I connect them. So I'm going through all my squares I've already pre-made and putting the white border around them. And then I'll lay it out into a pattern that I like with the mix match of the colors. It's like a lighter shade of purple, the multicolor with purple in it, and then a dark purple. So I'm just going to kind of mix up the squares and I'm calling them quilt guns because They're not your typical granny squares. I like these squares, and I'll show y'all what I've made so far in my recovery time. Uh, I've only finished one thing though, but it feels so good to get that one thing finished because I bought the yarn for this one thing. Oh gosh. Well, I was still working. So that's been this year in May will be 6 years since I worked. So I've had that yarn stuck aside all this time. And I was going to make a granny square blanket with it, but they were like hexagon shaped. And they were I couldn't, even though it was repetitive, I couldn't get it exactly to where I wouldn't have to keep looking at the instructions, which is one thing I love about the granny squares, because once you know the pattern, it's repetitive. And so you don't even have to look at the pattern. So let me show you what I'm doing. And I still got tuber chat the whole time until, I'm going to scan back down on the comments here until y'all come and tell me another video to watch. Yeah, I've had myself kind of worried too. Tamara, isn't it Tamara? Heartland HQ. Yeah, still so, because it's not over. The fact that there's no blockages, and they're saying it was from inflammation, which makes sense since I have autoimmune diseases. And rheumatoid is one of those. And the rheumatologist was like, yeah, they shouldn't call it rheumatoid arthritis. It should be called rheumatoid disease because it attacks more than just your joints. This is why the arthritis is why my voice goes hoarse so much. And it's gotten worse. And I do want to say, y'all, I have a couple of videos that the lighting, and it was such a beautiful day. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I'm thinking about taking some of that footage, and I don't want to just delete it. It's outdated at this point, and you can tell it because like everything's frozen outside right now. And the video I'm talking about is like back in the late summer, early fall. Everything was still green. The leaves were still on the trees, but the lighting was so pretty. It's pretty footage, I think, and I don't want to just delete it. And so I am going to use it somehow in a video. I may just do it as an ASMR thing and just post it with some music or something. But I haven't, like I said, I just haven't had any energy. I mean, this has been ongoing and ongoing. And it has reached a point where I have to be careful doing anything right now. That's what's so confusing about this, because my blood pressure spikes, but I have no blockages. They ruled out pulmonary embolism, which is a great thing. And they ruled out aortic dissection, which is a good thing. But there's damage to my heart now. And so it's not moving right. And so, like, if I get up doing something and I'm like bending over, it starts messing with it. And so I'm sitting here trying to think. The arthritis was bad enough, but I've learned to work around my limitations most of the time and still be able to get some stuff done. That was one reason why I started this channel, was because I wanted to document me out doing stuff. And now here I am sitting, but what are you going to do? It's life. You have to adjust and roll with it. Because of these health issues, I had actually considered changing the name of the channel, but nobody's really liking that idea so far. So y'all tell me what you think. I mean, I'm still going to I hate to hear that, Judy May Collins, the rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, he said it should be called rheumatoid disease because what it's done, it has started attacking my organs. So the heart was the last thing on the list it decided to start going after. What I don't understand is if it's inflammation, myocarditis, if that's what they really think caused the heart attack, then why haven't they done any steroids at all? No steroids at all. I would think, my cardiologist told me I could go back to work after a week. I'm like, what? Number one, I had to quit work almost 6 years ago now because of my back and the arthritis issues. So that was another reason why I started YouTube because, like I said, I wanted to be able to document things that I was doing. I had actually hoped that some of me out there doing the not so typical woman thing, driving the tractor and doing stuff and working on fence and just farm stuff in general, building stuff, whatever. Just because you're a woman don't mean that you can't do those things. We can do anything we want. And that was part of the reason why I did the channel, is I was hoping that maybe it would be some inspiration in that part of it. And some people may realize it, but like through most of my videos, I'll do like little tidbits of I guess what you'd call like just life experience. Just because things happen doesn't mean to just quit. Just keep going. They say it's not, what's that saying? It's not something about getting knocked down. It's if you get back up. So yeah, it feels like it's a constant battle of get back up. Jessica's Dumpster Girls. I don't think I've ever seen you before. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna have to go and check you out. Open me up another tab, or you know what? I could use my phone for that. What we're doing, and I still got Tuber Chat going on my TV on my content consumer account. So, Judy May, if there's something that you think that I should watch, just post it in the comments. Same thing, Heartland HQ. Just leave it in the comments if you put out a video and you want me to go check it out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Troy. Undernourished from not being able to swallow. I hope they got that sorted out. Was it like a neurological thing, or was it from a virus or something? Did you make a video about it? I'll go watch, and then you don't have to sit here and try to type in all those answers. I'm doing this through YouTube because my thought is I'm just going to hang out on here for hours. Y'all just tell me what to watch. Whoever pops in wants me to watch something. All right. I'm going to go and make sure, Judy May, that I have you on my content consumer account. Because I worried that, like, especially like I'm live, okay, in this account. If I'm live on this account and I use my TV or even my phone to go watch somebody else's stuff under the same account, they may not count that. And so I wanted to make sure if I'm doing this, I'll use one of my other accounts. So I'm sitting here watching. I am watching it. I'm listening. So, oh yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to go. Well, he's got 486 views on that. He's got some pretty good views there. And go back here to the search thing. Is it with this name, Judy May Collins? Because I know there's other people like me that have more than one account. And it's not that any nefarious reason. I lost my password. You can go off, phone. You're making me look creepy. This is a good way for me to make sure that my people on this account are on my other account too. See, it brought you up. Here we go. Where's the little thing so I can make it notify me when you post something? Silent movie. Oh, that's cool. You know what? I think the silent movie is perfect video to watch. Because I'm gonna have to watch, like, if there's any music in a video that I'm watching. If it's not YouTube video, if it's not YouTube music, you know how some people pay for subscriptions, like we had to go, hey, there's Gillum Farms. It's good to see y'all. I'm glad y'all are hopping in. Yeah, content consumer is the one that I'm using to watch y'all's videos. Let me show y'all some more I've been doing. I was going to do that, but I wanted to get it started on another video first. I wonder though, did you put music on that? Or it's absolutely just quiet? Yeah, it's just quiet. Uh-huh. That's cool. I'm gonna have to have it low enough because I do have to worry about copyright thing if it hears it or something. I think, especially if it's like a subscription. I tell you, I wish I could go to Lake Tenkiller this April. At this point, I'm just hoping I don't have another heart attack and die, which is another reason for me making all these blankets. I guess you could say I'm wanting to make a blanket make sure that all my grandkids have blankets, and then the kids have blankets. Then I'll probably work on some hats. Well, I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm stuck in a chair. Getting up, moving around and stuff, it can set it off sometimes too. So, plus, oh my gosh, you're not on my Facebook, are you? Marie Thornton. And most of the stuff that I post public. You don't even so you don't even have to connect with me on there. But the life flight bill for the fixed wing was $52,000, $52,600 for them to life flight me from Ida Bell to Oklahoma City. The scariest part is just hey, Quixota, I see you there. The scariest part is just not knowing, when it's going to hit again. They're still doing tests and stuff, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like a medical mystery. So your dog looks just like a pit bull that we had whenever we was growing up. Her name was Tina. But like you did on this video, Judy May, it's silent all the way through and just audio. I wonder, did you not? Yes, James, I did. Talk about a shock. I was like, what? I mean, oh, he's a nice looking one, Judy May. We've got one oldest grandson was coming home and somebody had dumped 2 dogs and he brought them home. And one of them, the male, looks a lot like your dog too, except he doesn't have as much of the pit bull look. Yeah, and James, I don't even know why. Like, I mean, I knew, I mean, like most of us, as we get older, health issues are going to come up, right? But so it's like I knew that she had some health issues, but not something like, was it an accident? Was it, uh, was it a health thing? Oh, okay. See, I guess that's what I was trying to get at, Judy, man. It's like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with just leaving it silent, but sometimes people will actually leave stuff like this when your camera's right now, all it's doing is somebody's walking back and forth outside the wood gate, but you can't see the who's walking around out there, and the dog is not in that view anymore. Oh, they're mowing. Somebody's mowing on the other side of the fence. It's hard to see them because it's through the slats. And so I was thinking, if you had some like relaxing music to put with that, that's the kind of stuff I leave running when I'm like up cleaning house or something, because the music, and there's some other people like, well, the Crockers, of course, some of the music that he uses, I really like. And even Come On Homesteading, some of the music that him and Drift and Dreamer and them, that I love the music choices that they pick. I think with Drift and Dreamers, it's, is it Elena that does their editing? But yeah. I'm going to go, after we watch Judy May, I'm going to flip it over to watch something of Heartland HQ's. I try to catch all their shorts. They always throw their shorts at me in the morning. Yeah, Judy May, and the thing about the editing, oh my gosh. I don't even know if a lot of people realize this. When they banned TikTok, CapCut, because it's the same company. ByteDance, I think is what they said. I was like, wait a minute. Are you telling me that I pay for the pro version and it was fixing to be cut? I just happened to not be trying to edit anything in that time frame, but it's all fixed now again. But now it's time for me to redo my yearly fee. $179 for CapCut yearly. Oh, dog's back in the video now, at least. Oh, it looks like you got the video. You sped the video up too. You need to make a short with him. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. And just take video clips of him. I love trying to do some of the funny stuff with the edits. And CapCut, they have so many templates to use and effects and all. I mean, it's overwhelming actually how much they have. But it was, for me, it was easier to use than the quick program through GoPro. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But actually, at this point in time, it doesn't really matter what I'm going to do as far as an edit program. I'm actually considering trying to learn how to edit on my phone. It's a Samsung 24, and they say the edit is like kind of like with the iPhone or something. So I've never tried it. Figure I might as well give it a try because I don't want to pay CapCut $179. Sorry. It seems like last year it was only like $100 or $120. It's like if I'm going to pay $179, number one, quick, GoPro changed their subscription fee and the way it's set up. So you have options, and I need the more storage option. So, especially more storage for the footage off of the phone. So, yeah, I'm kind of having to get used to the edits with the quick program again. At least they've got some of the glitches I was complaining about when they made some changes last year. I just totally quit using it. And I told them that. And I told them it was a shame I was paying for their service and having to pay for another service to do what their service should let me do. And because they kind of changed, they went from they didn't really care how long your video was to geared more towards making shorts or reels or just little short 3-minute things. And I'm like, no, 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 you know? And the Adobe stuff it's pro stuff. And so the whole terminology in that program compared to these other ones I've been using are more user friendly. And so my mind is not in the best place right now to be trying to relearn something as complicated as what I feel like it would be complicated with Adobe. So plus I have to pay just as much. I'm not. At this point, the 10 killer meetup, this is part of why I'm saying I can't see being able to make it. The trip, it takes us like 3.5 hours, something like that, to get there. And that's a hard enough trip for me. But that was before this. And so it's like now I'm like, I don't know how I go to the rheumatologist next week. That's 3 hours away. That's going to give me an idea of how well am I going to travel at this point, because that'll be 6 hours in one day. But it's not just about the health stuff either. It's also about the monetary stuff, because money don't grow on trees, for one, as everybody knows. And I got some hospital bills coming in. So I'm just lucky that dear husband had picked up the life flight insurance. And so it's supposed to pay what our regular insurance doesn't pay. But then we have all the copays. Anybody that's seen my Facebook post with the Oklahoma Heart Hospital mug talking about forget the Stanleys, I got a $3,000 mug. That's my out of pocket for the year. And so what I'm looking at is I have to have that out of pocket $3,000 something dollars paid off this year. And that means cutting any excess off. And that means like whether it's trying to go eat out once in a while or go do something like the meetups. I mean, I had planned on us going to the Okie Homestead Expo this year because I was like, I didn't even go up and get a picture with Joe Salatin. Well, I really wanted to get a picture with Joe Salatin now, Hey, O'Rourke's Littlefield, it's good to see you. I wish it had a better picture. I don't know why it's so grainy looking. Maybe if I turn the overhead light on, maybe it'll look better. Oops, and I dropped my trash. Oops, knocked my table over. But it is one of those bedside tables. I got started telling y'all that a while ago, and then I got distracted. This is the one that I have actually finished. And it turned out so pretty. So pretty. Look at that. Doesn't it look like I know what I'm doing? This is what they call a modern granny square. I love granny squares. There's so many different kinds of granny squares. So, yeah, it's a nice size throw. And you know what was the best thing about it? I put it together in a matter of days. I have never been able to do a blanket in just a matter of days. I'm like, look, it's like, wow, I love it. So even though I have a yarn stash that I'm using to make some of these squares, the granny squares, I had to do the border, and then I'm gonna have to stitch them all together, and then I got all the ends to sew in and all that stuff. That's the great thing about the continuous granny square, because it didn't have hardly any to sew in. And so it was like very little I had to, but I was like, this is awesome. So this one is, I don't know if you can tell, it's like different shades of like peachy. It's going to go for one of the granddaughters. So I'm busy making other ones. And I can never seem to do just one thing at a time. I don't know why that is. I think it's ADD or ADHD thing or something. I got this one. This is why I call it a quiltkin, because it's like, it's yarn and it's squares. So it's like, well, it's a napkin, right? But it's kind of like squares stitched together like you would do with a quilt or something. So I just thought, well, I'll just call it a quiltkin. So here's another one. Oh, I thought I had this one all finished. I just seen a couple pieces I'm going to have to thread in, but other than that, it's done. And this is going to our youngest grandson, Justin. So that's that one. And I've got this other one I started that's the continuous granny square, the modern granny square. And what I did with this was I just had, well, I'll show y'all. The thing about crocheting, you got balls. You always end up having little leftovers, which that was one reason why I like the granny squares. Also, with the regular granny squares, or even just the square granny squares, or the hexagon squares, or any of those ones you do in pieces like that, are very handy if you're traveling, because all you need is your hook, your yarn, and they only get so big. Where if you're like going somewhere, like having to sit and wait around at the doctor's office, I hate just sitting doing nothing. So you can sit there with your yarn and put stuff together if you're just doing the pieces. But if you're doing a bigger one, it starts getting kind of bulky carrying them around. So I took my balls, some of them that I had. It's like leftovers from making a hat for different ones over the years and stuff. And so I'm like, I'm going to start using these. Like this blanket I'm on, that's shades of blue. I can use that one on that. I thought I didn't have any more like that. These purple ones, this ball is actually that yarn. I could probably, if I had a little bit more, I'd probably make it, it'd probably be enough to make another square, but I wouldn't want to go through the time and trouble of doing another square and then running out. So just taking these extra little balls and making granny squares out of them is pretty cool because you're not wasting anything. But one step further is taking the extra ones like this and just putting them together in rows even, and being able to just use them up like that. So this is another one I'm working on. It was just a mix of different balls of yarn that I had, and then I just added the gray stripe in it. But so I'm working on this one too. And even with a yarn stash, I still ordered yarn because I was looking for certain colors. Uh-oh, where'd it go? It fell. This is the one I'm working on the most right now. And this yarn, I spotted it. One of the TikTok creators over on TikTok was using this yarn, and I just loved the colors. I'm trying to find where my yarn is connected so I don't pull it all out. Pulling out my stitches on accident. So there's this one. And this one is called Latte Stripe. Latte? Is that how they say that? But it's Red Heart Super Saver yarn. I ordered off of Amazon. They had like a 3-pack, and I ordered 3 packs of 2 different versions of yarn to make blankets. And I have extra. I should take one of these and give this instructions on another pattern and send it to somebody. Anybody need a pattern for, let's see, is that blanket? It's not the blankets I'm showing you. This is like some kind of ripple looking pattern. I thought about trying it. I could try it with those mix of colors of the balls of yarn. But yeah, so this, being able to sit here and watch YouTube on the TV, hang out with y'all, and sit here and crochet. So I'm like a 3-for-1 special. I mean, that's my thought, is that, being able to do more than one thing at a time. And there's been so many times in the afternoon I had thought about doing this, going live like this, but there's so many different people that go live in the evenings that I don't want to like go over somebody else's time thing, or people feel like, well, they need to jump from one to another or have multiple ones going. Or you change the view. Judy May. Huh. I like the little flags. I want to do like I can't even think of his channel name. Oh my gosh. But they have a flagpole and a nice size flag. I wish that we had a big flagpole and a flag. But then you'd have to take care of it. And I'm having a hard time taking care of myself right now, much less anything else. My follow-up with the cardiologist, I told him it was a nice, beautiful day outside after we'd had some wet days. So I'm pulling up rugs by the doors to wash them and set off my blood pressure. It was like, told him, I said, I can't even, like, if there is some kind of virus that's causing me to be ill this way, I don't know what kind of doctor I need to go to for them to figure it out, because it's not over. I can tell you that, because yesterday morning, I probably should have went to the ER because of how bad I was feeling. I'm medicated right now. I have medication for nausea that I'm last couple of days been taking, and Benadryl. The combination of Benadryl and Phenergan doesn't make me sleepy. I'm used to it, I guess. Oh, we got done with that. I'm not going to sit here and watch myself. Did y'all ever? I'm going to go find Heartland HQ. Come on, move over there where you're supposed to. Keep going. Clear that. This also helps me get, like I said earlier, people that are on the Okie Homestead, get them over here on my other one too. I just wish I could do it faster. I think I could have if I'd have just, how do you use I've never used the mic thing. Heartland, yes. I said allow. Heartland, oh, you have to press and hold. Okay. It's good to know. Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. Let's see, like odds are that is from um, the music from YouTube, I hope. Yeah, I'm looking for the longer videos because I know like him out there dancing of a morning. I don't want to like throw a copyright on this one if it's, of course. Okay, so it's the music from off of YouTube that he's. I thought there was some other music he was using though. Hmm. Is that sunflowers? It automatically a garden update. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is from August 29th of 23. I'm gonna watch it. I'll go over here and hit the. I wish they could make a way that you could actually leave, like they could do some like pre-filled comments or something, so that if you was watching from TV, you could like click over to whichever comment and leave a comment, even though you're watching on the TV. Because y'all know, obviously, I can't leave comments on the TV, but I can hit the like button and I can sit here and watch it while we're sitting here talking. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at green stuff and I'm like, green stuff. Everything's frozen right now. Yeah, I've gotten very lucky because my family uh, has been taking care of everything. And my son-in-law has even got a TikTok going, and he's like pushing for 10,000. But he's got him and daughter both are going live on TikTok almost every single day, and I'm like, y'all are just going over there and hanging out, and so I started watching. I moderate for them over there, and then I sit and yes, that ain't that the truth. Thank God for family. Um, so but it's so like I don't even know. He hadn't said anything about doing any kind of rehab or anything. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I would think that if they did rehab, they would have me monitored. And because like it's like at this point, I never know when I'm going to set it off by being up moving around. But like going to the meetups and stuff, it's like I pretty much already is like, well, we're not going to go into debt by spending money for fuel and rooms and food and all that to go to the Okie Expo and like to Lake Ten Killer. As much as I would love to be able to come up there, I can't see it happening. Uh, I'm hoping, honestly, at this point, that my birthday weekend is when MT Homestead is having the meetup there at, oh gosh, is it Lake Eufaula? It's outside of McAllister. That's only a couple hours from us. So that's like half the distance almost. So it's not going to be as hard for me to travel to that. But at this point, I can't say. When they called to schedule me for cardiac MRI, they're going to schedule me on my birthday. And I said, no, I'm not coming in here on my birthday. And I'm thinking in my head, because at the same time, you want me to come in there on my birthday, which is a Friday, and then we'd basically be leaving Oklahoma City to stop on the way home to stay at McAllister for Friday and Saturday for the meetup and then come home. I don't think I could physically do that. So I told them no. So they scheduled it for like the week after, because I was like, I'm not going to go in there and have anything done on my birthday if I can help it. Right? I mean, I had done told MT Homestead, I said, y'all picked the perfect weekend because that's my birthday weekend. And it's number 60. So I'm like, yes, please. So, uh, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. But yeah, the blankets, I told my husband I was like wanting to make everybody blankets for Christmas. And I'm sitting here and thinking, yeah, there's no life guarantees. So I think as I get them made, I'm just going to go ahead and give them to who I'm making them for. This one is going to be up for debate on who ends up with it, because I'm going to give one of our grandsons a choice between the browns or the different blue shade one that I'm going to make that's stripes like this. I'll let him pick, because when I made him, all the grandkids, when they were born, I made little baby blankets. Some of them I missed because I didn't learn to crochet until after they were already born, a few years. So I promised everybody's going to get one, but I was going to start with the youngest one. Well, at that time, I believe it was Rory and Ashlyn. Natalie was born. So she got the first blanket that I ever made, baby blanket. And then Rory and Ashlyn, I got Ashlyn's made. And then I was like, Lexi, Ashlyn's sister, come and stayed a few days with us. I took her to Walmart, had her pick out her yarn for herself. And so I went ahead and did her one too. And I started one for Rory, but it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I just wasn't happy with it. It's still in my closet. And so I'm just going to undo all of it and use that yarn for these other blankets for something else. Because I still have other yarns, and I still want to make this book I bought a few years back. I tried to do one of the ripple patterns out of her book. I could never get it to do right, but she shows you how to do other stuff like the continuous granny. That's not the one I'm using though right now, but she's got in this book, there's a section that shows you how to do these different designs on the squares from different, what do they call them? Different stitches, from the single to the half double to the double to the treble. And then they also have one that's like it's like a grit stitch. And then they've got another one that's like a different stitch. So she's got these instructions for these different squares. So you can like pick and choose which ones you want to use and make whichever blanket you want to. And this one is like just a square, but it's more, the weave on it's more open. This camera on this laptop is terrible. I like this one. I want to try this because I think that like it looks like a starburst to me. And so it makes me want to try that one. But I haven't yet. And then the shell stitch square too, I like. Oops, it's right here, this one. I like the texture look of that, but I don't like all those open holes. That's one reason why I really like this modern granny I'm working with now, which was a pattern, and they show you different ways you can lay them out to design however you want to. But I like that idea. That would be kind of a neat idea. That's kind of the checkerboard kind of thing here is kind of what I'm doing with all these squares. I'm going to checkerboard them. And that's why I joke around calling it a quilt again. Yeah, pot holders and booties. You know, booties, they are actually fun to make. I don't know. It's something about the turns when you're doing it that just makes it fun. But I haven't made any baby booties in a while, and you'd think I would have, but the grandbabies aren't that great about keeping them socks on. Hello, Delighted Acres Farm. It's good to see you. I've been sitting here and I've been thinking and thinking in my recovery, and I've been crocheting and doing blankets for the kids and the grandkids. And I sitting here watching some people live streaming over on TikTok because I got started moderating for my oldest daughter and her husband, because they both have TikTok accounts, and they are actually using feeding time is what when they go live is when they're doing the feedings, and so it works out really good. But because I get to sit here and watch them live stream while they're taking care of my animals and their animals. And they're talking about getting more animals. And so I'm like, yes. Because we're leaning towards pigs. The highway department was supposed to come in and do some work, and we're using our electric fence up for that for right now. And now they're talking wait until summer before starting the highway work. It's like, what? But that's the fencing I figured we could put together. It's the poultry netting from Premier One. Use that to just move from one area to another to keep pigs in. It's like, let them root around in one spot and then move it over to another spot. Yes, some feeder pigs. Now, my husband and my son-in-law are both talking about those cooney, but I'll tell you, I don't know which breeds, but there are certain breeds of pigs that are better for bacon, and some breeds are not. I don't know if coonies are. I don't know what breed of pig it was that we bought last year from the show. I never laid eyes on the pig. We bought it. It went straight to the process. It went straight to the processor and then the freezer camp. Okay. And hardly any bacon. I mean, and the bacon was not, they didn't cure it or anything, and they made it really thin. And so when you cooked it, it just almost like you evaporated to nothing. It was just weird. So I'm like, now I want to make sure, because I love bacon. So it's like, I want to make sure that I get the right kind of feeder pig to be able to have bacon and pork chops and whatnot. So, oh, you too. It was good to see you. And I figure I'm here days and days sitting here crocheting. And I thought, well, I'm just going to jump in and talk to people and just sit here and crochet, because I was sitting there like, I've watched some live streams from my phone, but it's so hard to tag people in on the phone. But my voice is already like, drink me some water. Her video just stops too. Somebody gonna tell me another video? Hey, I know what we'll do. I don't think anybody else has said anything. Over Rebecca on hold for over 2 hours. I don't know what DSS is though. Yeah, DSS. It makes, I mean, yeah, I finally gave in and have filed for disability. It's like with all the issues I've got going on, there's no way. I knew that a couple of years ago. I knew there's no way I was going to be able to go back to working, doing what I was doing. And that was one of the reasons too why I started YouTube, was just to be able to have something to do. And it's turned into more than what it started out as. It was supposed to be me and my grandson. We were gonna I was gonna do the farm channel. He was gonna help me do stuff, and then I was gonna help him have a gaming channel by going in and playing and helping him goof off with players, basically do funny stuff. And he didn't really want to do that. He wanted to be able to go in and get as many kills as he could, and he's just very competitive. And so it just Oh, yeah, Division of Family Services. I hope everything's okay. I hope it's just a routine hassle of a. Yeah, I've got to get a hold of Social Security myself and give them the codes for the heart stuff now. Um, I'm not really sure the best way to go about doing that. I need to call them, but it's very hard to call them too. Oh, I don't know what she's growing in them cups. Huh. Oh, good to know, Rebecca. Thank you. That's good to know for sure. You know, the weird thing about the show pig that we have processed. What are you barking at? We have to let her out so she'll quit barking. My yarn fell. Pepper. Shh. She hears something. I'll be right back. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Not what you're barking at. There's nobody out there. You just thought you heard something, I guess. So, yeah, Google's always good for stuff like that. I hadn't searched it. Whew. Oh, my stomach. I got up too fast or something. Oh. Hooey. Got real dizzy for a second. You'd think it would have happened right after I stood up, but it didn't. It waited a minute. Made my stomach do a flip flop too. But I think once I get this one done, and I stuck the other yarn in there, I've only got one more roll besides what's left on this one. And I'll have to see how big it is at that point. This is why I'm pushing to get this one done, because I'm not sure if 6 rolls is going to make it as big as I want it. So I'm just going to keep going until I'm through all the yarn. And I'm not even sure about I might just do like a single crochet border around the outer edge of it or something. But I can't see the way this turned out doing anything else besides just like a slip stitch or a single crochet around the edge when I get done. We'll see. I know, I think it's this one, the purples, different shades of purples. When I do it, I'm hoping to, I just lost my train of thought. I'm still not feeling good. Anyway, it's like a stack of squares. See all the threads, all the sewing in I got to do. That's the most dreaded part for me. I hate doing that. I got another stack of squares over there, some more purples and some green ones. But I'm just going to keep doing this because the fact it comes together so fast. Oh, okay. I don't know where my hook went. I lost my hook. Where did I put my hook? Oh. There it is. Now there's different, because like this is half double crochet stitch. That's what I was showing earlier, the Vanna White book, that she's got instructions how to do different squares. But most granny squares, it's just like a combination of the 3 double crochets together. I'm not sure if you can see that. The 3 little blocks, the blocks are 3 doubles together. Chain, I've got to figure out where I was on this and then start over there. And the corners, it goes 3 in that very end corner piece there. And you chain 1 after you do your 3, and then you go ahead and go into another double. I'm not sure how well you can see it on this camera on this computer. It's going to have my tension thrown off too. It's hard to hold the blanket up and do that. I don't know if I can. I don't know if it's going to show it any better. This is something I'm going to have to work out too, because if there's anybody else that's wanting me to show them something like that, where they could actually be able to see it better. And I actually thought about making some shorts, just doing exactly that, just showing the different stitches. But did I do the chain 1? I done lost track. And see, I don't like the way that one turned out. And the whole thing was because my tension was off, because I was trying to hold it up. You know, and of course, as it gets bigger, it gets heavier. So it gets harder to hold in position. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Yeah, I'm just going to redo that one. I don't like the way it turned out. And my hands are sore from doing this. So it's like, whew, it gets harder to do it. But I can actually kick back and get comfortable in a position to sit here and do it and be able to do it a lot faster. But I think the only way I could do it, if I do any tutorial ones, I would probably use one of the GoPros or get my camera set up to do it so that the video quality and everything would be better. The video quality on this camera is not that good. That, and it's hard to, like I said, to hold it up to where you could actually see what I'm doing, especially the lighting's not good, you know, and so it just makes it hard to. Some of them over there on TikTok, though, like, wow, how fast they can crochet. I am not fast. But once you get around that corner, see, I can't really even describe it that great. And it's hard to know. It's like backwards with the camera, which makes it hard. Anyway. Oh, okay, John. It's good to that you dropped in. Hey, Pixie Dust Traveler, it's good to see you. I've been recovering. I'm still even in pajama pants. I don't even bother to get dressed half the time anymore, y'all. I'm just sitting here and recovering. Can't do anything else pretty much, and crocheting, doing some works in progress that I had already started one time before, and feels good to be able to actually knock out a project. But I was sitting here, I was like spending time crocheting and watching people on TikTok, and I thought, well, I could do the same thing, you know, doing live stream, because it's like I get on YouTube, and like this time of day, there's not, the people in our group are not really doing stuff in the daytime. And so that's why I thought, well, it'd be a good time for me to jump on. All right. It's good to see you too, Rebecca. I'm going to go to Rebecca's right now. I'm still on Heartland HQ stuff. I was going to scan through the comments to see if somebody else wanted me to watch something. So I'll go to watch something from Rebecca's since she jumped in and hung out with us. And that way I can also make sure on my content consumer account that I'm subscribed to her too. Oops, I accidentally didn't hold it. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. Why does it not? It didn't come up. Oops. No. I didn't mean to hit that. Back to search. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. It still didn't get the yarn on there. Come on. I'm new at this. Rebecca, Touched by Yarn. There she is. All right. All right. So now I got her subscribed on the content consumer account too. Let's see. I love these graphics and stuff that Critter Creek did. Just so cool. April 12th. Popping. There's something about yarn, so I'm going to watch that. When you're the official vehicles of winter, you can embrace everything the cold has to offer. Leave fresh tracks with the safe and secure Jeep Grand Cherokee. No limitations with our most capable Jeep Wrangler ever. Or battle the elements and win initial. I'm gonna hop over. I'm gonna watch something of Rebecca's, and I'm gonna go ahead and hop over to Delighted Acres Farm and watch something of theirs, and then go check in with Pixie Dust Traveler. So if y'all see, content consumer subscribed or content consumer liked something on your videos, then you'll know it was me. Because I wanted to make sure if I was on this account in Oki that I was using a different account on the TV, so that way, because I am sitting here watching, it's like I always like to do more than one thing at a time. And so it's like drives me nuts, even just to sit and just crochet. So a lot of times it's like I'd have the TV going and I'd be sitting here crocheting, and then I might be live streaming or watching live stream, through TikTok because I'm moderating for oldest daughter and her husband's channels. And they're doing really good over there on TikTok, y'all. I've told them come over to YouTube, just in case, because everything up in the air with TikTok the way it was, YouTube, regardless of any of the other social media sites, YouTube is just basically always going to be my main one, is my opinion, the way I feel about it. I did some stuff over on Instagram, and then I forgot my password, and I haven't been in there in over a year. And I'm like, I don't know how anybody can do so much, And of course, in the middle of all that too, that I've been, since the time of starting this, I've dealt with different edit programs and having to learn those, and then having to learn how to do some of the graphic stuff to be able to do the channel banner. And it's like all these things that you do to try to make your stuff look normal, I guess. It all takes time, and sitting there and getting it all figured out. And that holds true for every social media account too, because like with TikTok, they have certain rules, And it's like if they're sitting there talking about something that they don't want them talking about, they start throwing stuff at them, warnings and suspensions, and it's like, what was you even saying? You don't hear anything, really that you would think would set it off, but it has been. And so it's like, I like the YouTube, number one, has been around for a long time. I think 2006. I know 2008 was when I made my first channel, and I made two or three. Two. And I made one later because I couldn't remember the passwords to the other ones. So that's why I ended up with the Okie Homestead one instead of using one of my other ones, because I didn't figure I'd be able to get back in them anyway. So I didn't mess with it. But yeah, I was hoping I could figure out where I could sit here and be able to crochet away, basically, and hang out and watch people's videos. And it's like, oh, even with the yarn stash, it's like I was sitting here. It's like, oh man, I'd like to have some more yarn for this, more yarn for that. And I'm like, stop it. You got yarn, use it. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is using up some of my yarn stash. But like, I have almost a whole roll of this. So I'm just going to make a hat with it, another beanie. Well, look there. It even has instructions on it. Matter of fact, I have beanie instructions, so I can go from like newborn size on up. And I was wanting to make new grandbaby Sophie a couple of hats, and I don't know where my instructions are at. But yeah, if I got a whole roll of something like this, that it's like, it's pretty, but it's like, I really don't want to use it in one of these other projects. So it's like, well, what are you going to do with it? And I'll tell you how I ended up with some of this yarn is someone I know had a big trash bag full of skeins of yarn and a stack of crochet pattern books, and sold it all to me for like $40. I was like, man, I have got a stash now. But I bet you there's definitely, like this ball of yarn, that's definitely enough to make a smaller size beanie hat, because that size ball of yarn is almost a whole skein worth of yarn. So it's like, it may not be enough to make an adult hat, but it would make a child's hat or a baby hat. And those are perfect colors. It's like pink camo. I may have to find my beanie. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I can use, I know I can go live on YouTube through the GoPro. And so I thought about trying to do it that way. I'm just going to try different things, because my idea is that as I'm sitting here doing this, I'm just going to sit and hang out and get something done. I just, like I said, I hate just being stuck, not being able to do nothing. And that's what's making it so great for me about Rachel and Wes doing TikTok and going live while they're feeding the animals here, because they're down there and I can actually see them, be able to see the animals and not have to go down there. I miss going down there. I want to go back down there. I think at this point, I go back down there, it's not going to be walking. The short that I put out, basically, I guess my point with that was you need to listen to your body. The doctors are always wanting to like push you. What they don't understand is there are people that don't need to be pushed. If anything, they need to be told to slow down. I mean, here I am, older woman, and I'm just like my sister. I mean, my dad didn't raise any what I call princesses that won't get out and do hard work. Hard, dirty work, taking care of things, building, all that. So just doing different things that most people would look at and think it was typically something done by men. We've always been kind of like a DIY, why pay somebody else to do a job if you can learn how to do it yourself, so that's one of the hard things I can tell you about getting older and having issues to where you can't do things anymore. It's just, oh man. Hey Des, it's good to see you. We watched one of Rebecca's. I'm going to go back and I need to make sure I'm connected with Des on this other channel. Delighted Acres Farm. Des, what I'm doing is I'm watching on this account, and on my content consumer account, I'm going in and watching, making sure I'm connected to people on this account. I kind of got just so far with that account, and then I just quit. And the end has got, oh, he's doing a good job on his thumbnails and stuff. Wow. Oh my gosh. What? Sandburrs. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to decide what to watch. I kind of want to watch this. This is something he posted 2 years ago about the Video Creator Conference, which was where we met the second time, I think. Because it seemed like we met at the Okie Expo first.
Talk to him. And so the guy who makes t-shirts, he expected people to talk to him, and it was kind of an easy thing to go do that.
Make sure and hit the like button.
Back into the main room with everybody else, I approached the group and I just stepped up.
Have they made it where you can actually see comments on the TV now?
I was shaking the whole time because my anxiety was up.
Oh, you want to see who's napping? I wasn't even thinking about that snoring. See the big black thing on the... Are you sleepy? You're sleepy, baby. That's putt-putt. Oh, no, I accidentally turned my... I don't know if y'all seen that or not. That's putt-putt. She's a big fat dog over here. Snoozing. And there's Pepper, my hangout buddy. And then Honey is over there in front of the TV on the dog bed, looking at me. You see her looking at me? What you doing, honey? What are you doing? She gonna come see me now? Yeah. Oh yeah, Pepper likes the covers. She's done covered herself back up. See her right here. I got like one basket for yarn as I get them done, putting the border on my squares, and then I'll stitch them together. I didn't want just a slip stitch against the solid colors because I had already decided I was going to do the off-white. So, yeah, they're my company. They keep me company. Oh, but, oh no, just unplugged my laptop. But yeah, I'm going to try to figure out a way that I can fix the GoPro or something where I can go live through it. And then I could use the, I don't know if I'd use the phone for chat or if I'd still use the laptop for chat. Hey, Gulf Coast Grannies. It's been a long time no see. Yeah, them granny squares can get tedious when it comes to putting them together and having to sew in all the ends. It's like I almost just want to like see if I can pay somebody to sew in the ends for me because I hate that part. That's why I got that one little blanket over there for one of the smaller grandbabies. And it's like just a couple left on it. I thought I had finished it, but apparently not. But oh, since y'all are in here, I'll show you the one blanket that is totally done. Ta-da! Makes it look like I really know what I'm doing. But yeah, I just put a single crochet border on it around the modern granny square. I love it. I think it turned out so good. So I hope I can't decide for sure which granddaughter's going to get it. So uh, I'm going to do a purple one next. I've got some purple, the ombre that changes, the shade changes from the darker purple to a lighter purple, but I only have one big roll of it. And I'm thinking about going to Walmart and seeing if they got any more of the big Super Saver jumbo rolls, because with what I have, 3 more like that would make another big one like this, except it would be the shades of purple. So I'm kind of torn. I can hardly wait to get started on the blue and white one, though. I think that one's going to be gorgeous too. But yeah, it's so funny because it's not hard to do. It just takes time. It seems like if I get in a hurry with it, it makes it, I make that many more mistakes. So it's like I just can't even hurry at anything because it just makes me mess up stuff. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. And this was a pattern I got off of YouTube. If anybody wants the pattern, I know I wrote that down somewhere. I'll look for it here in a second. The guy's name is Mikey, I believe, but that's not his channel name. Oh, where did I write? What was that other book? The Crochet Crowd here on YouTube. That's where I got this pattern, and he tells you where he got it from. I don't remember the name of the lady he said he got it from, but you know what's so cool about this pattern? Watching the video, that's all I had to write down of it. Once I got to that point, it was just, I knew exactly what to do to just keep it going. And so it's like super easy. It's like I can almost do it without even looking at the instructions at all. And I've only made that one, working on this one, working on this other one. This the mix of yarns. So, and I was I want to do that too with these multicolored balls that I have left that have they're just variegated different colors. That's crazy how that one is. It's like light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. So that's going to be interesting to see the way it comes out on the pattern. But I'm just going to do the pink. Any of them that have pink or purple in them that I know I don't have enough yarn to make anything else with other than granny squares, I'm going to do these with the pink and white probably, and do them the same way that I did this one with the shades of blue. So it's like this blanket has blues, browns, and gray. So it's like I try not to go over 3 colors. I don't know why on any of them unless they're like the multicolored stuff. I like those. And then the way some of the yarns are doing their stuff, where if you're doing a pattern like this, you see how the stripes. So that's cool too. I'm gonna let them out. All right, let's go. Where's Putt-Putt? Where's Putt-Putt? Okay, so we watched. Where'd my remote go? I keep losing my stuff.
So many people who were there, not just a panel of speakers, but also those who just want to be better at creating videos, better at telling a story, better at doing some of the small things that have big impact on video creation.
Do you have
and all of those things?
Yeah, they're here on YouTube. I had just did a because I had one pattern that was another continuous granny square that made it rectangular, but they made the spaces are so far apart, like a normal regular granny square, how they're so open. And I didn't want that. I wanted one that was more closed up. And so I seen this pattern. I thought, well, it's a lot like that other one. And I thought, well, I'll try it. And it's really interesting how it starts, because it's here in the middle, and you chain 31, and then you do like 2 double crochets in 4th chain from the hook, and then you put chain 1 and then 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, and what ends up is you work your way back to here and come around the corner and do it on this side, and then you tie in and you do a single crochet between each double and chain 3. And so it's like that gives your space for your next row to start. And the chain, it leaves that texture on there. So I think it's really neat the way it worked up. Yeah, mine too, Des. They're just relaxing for me. The colors, the earth tones and stuff, basically the fall colors. That's like the browns and the rust. You know, I like the earth colors, browns with the greens, but not blue so much. I was born in May, so I don't even know why. I think it's because of my mother, because I've noticed over the years that that's what she leans towards, is those kind of colors. So that's kind of funny. I used to say my favorite color was brown, but then it's like, no, it's not. It's purple. So I wonder what the purple with the chocolate brown would look like. I think it's neat the way it does, though, with the stripes. It's latte stripe from Red Heart, the Super Saver, and I ordered it off of Amazon instead of having to get out and go anywhere. But there was a creator on TikTok that was using this yarn, and I was like, oh, what's the name of that yarn? So she told me, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go get me some. I done pulled out a couple stitches I put in there, moving it around. Now the dogs are scratching at the door wanting back in. That's half my day is up and down for the dogs.
He talked about the importance of knowing your audience. So if you know who your audience is, make videos that are geared toward those folks. Talk about
You want to go out, Cat?
checking your analytics so you know who's watching, their demographic, age group, male or female, and all those things. And he said whenever he had plateaued at some point,
Got my heating pad right here too.
and he was making fantastic videos. He said he looked at his analytics. He realized he needed to make a change. He made the change, and almost overnight.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's been taking off ever since then. So,
Yeah. The blues. I mean, it's pretty and everything. But I learned over the years, I guess, because every house we lived in is like I'd go in and paint different colors. Uh, one house we moved into, it was like a mint green color I painted on the wall. I never had any landlords complain because it was like fresh paint. That was always, so. But yeah, I was like, I mean, it was a beautiful color, mint green, but I didn't like it on the wall. I learned that. That's like pastels. I love pastels. Not so much around me in my environment. I mean, you can even see it's like, well, yeah, sure, we got brown chair, brown couch. Now, the gold color on the wall, I want to repaint. And it's actually like this coffee house, I think is the name of the color. It's kind of a taupe color, kind of. But anyway, I don't know if I won't be able to get that done. It's like at this point, I'm sitting here going, I don't know what I'm going to be able to get done anymore. If something doesn't change, they're going to have to do something. And I don't even know what. I sure don't want to end up back on steroids and gain a bunch of weight back because of steroids. So I don't know. But I do need to go ahead and work on the floor cleaner video. I've got some of that done. And then I was having issues. I was talking about it earlier. Crocodile tears. Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is, I learned over time by using them different colors, what colors I was more relaxed and comfortable being around. And it's the fall colors. So it's like, yeah, I lean that way when it comes to everything pretty much, except for my purple throw pillows. You got to have some color, right? And purple goes with orange. It goes with orange. So let's see. Who are we gonna get my remote? Go back. I won't go in here and make sure that I'm connected with the content consumer account. I was hitting the wrong button. Come on. Peaceful Des. Not, they didn't understand the last word. Peaceful Des. They still didn't understand it. Oh my gosh. They're saying it's something else and it's not. Come on. Peaceful Des. Well, at least they didn't put the other word. And it's still not bringing you up. What the heck? Oh, for one thing, they spelled Des, D-E-S. If it would let me go. Oh, I know what I'll do. I put DEZ and it wants to bring up other stuff. Like, really? Okay, I'm just going to start this over. Isn't that weird, Des? I'm looking for you, and you know who it's showing me? The Crockers. Like, you know that she watches them, apparently. I mean, seriously, what are the odds? Not peach. Why did I put that? It didn't like, I guess, that I didn't have that little dash sign or whatever. Their search thing is so weird. Des, why is there? I still cannot find you. I mean, what? Why is it? I put in the exact words. There we go. Ah, jeez. Okay. So now I'm subscribed on the content consumer with Des too. Oh, you just turned 60 last year. Wow, that's like an 8-hour one. Let me see. That was for art. Des is all of yours long. 3 hour and 52, 2, 3. Not Des from Des Crazy Life. Does somebody think you're somebody else? See, that's funny because that's what was coming up was DES. I was like, what? Oh, I just didn't even feel like the holidays lasted long enough. Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. Oh, he's saying you're old. Okay. I just looked and was like, somebody says, dang, you're old. Yeah, I'm old. Oh. No, I'm not. I was doing the search on the content consumer account because I'm trying to make sure I'm connected with everybody over there. I've got to set my remote down again. uh, I'm going to make sure I've got. Oh, wow. Huh? 50%. Oh, you got lots of stuff on there. Uh, or I got to see what this one is. It's about the holidays. Yeah. So cute. I just don't feel like I got enough of the holidays, y'all. I don't know what's up with that. I honestly did not want to take my tree down. I thought about leaving it up to at least February. I thought, But I think what I'm going to do this year, hopefully, is maybe have it set up by Thanksgiving. And then so that way, I always wait till after the new year before I take it down. And we kind of had to, in the middle, after it went up, the puppy chewed the wires and messed up it was a pre-lit tree. And so oldest daughter rounded up some regular string lights, and brought them over. So there was a couple weeks where the tree could not be lit up at all because the puppy had chewed the wires and we hadn't replaced the lights yet. I think that's probably part of why I felt like I didn't get enough of the holidays. I think. That's cute.
I just wanted to show a little bit of my Christmas and my tree this year. Merry Christmas. Facebook?
We can't watch something without also watching something.
DVD shelf. Wow, that was a good idea, Des. The DVD shelf made into a spice rack. Like, whoa. Some people are just so much better at thinking up stuff like that. Because, like the entertainment centers, the old, well, they're considered outdated anymore because everybody went to flat screens and their dimensions are different. So, those big entertainment centers, well, we had one actually, and you could only fit up to a certain size TV. But the way it was made, it was like parts. And so it was like I got the shelves over here and part of it over there. And so we took it apart to be able to use it, the pieces of it, for other stuff. But we also had one that looked like a big armoire, big wood cabinet. And that thing was like solid oak. I sold it to a lady several years back, and it was big and heavy. And if I had even thought about it, I should have hung on to it. I should have kept it. But I needed the space. And so it was like, we'll just get rid of that. Because we went from having a TV in those entertainment centers to hanging them on the wall. So it's like, don't need one anymore. And so it's like not even using one like that, except for in here. And it's the one that I took apart, and we're just using the base of it basically. So the TV sits on it because it expands beyond what it wouldn't fit the way it was made. So but being able to think up stuff like that, I've seen people take those entertainment centers and make them into really neat storage cubicles. I mean, really neat. So it's always neat to come across ideas like that. Or am I not subscribed, friends? It's interesting. When did they do this? It says friends who helped make my channel. And it shows the Crockers, Lazy Acres Homestead. I don't think I'm connected with them. I need to look them up. And Devil Dog, At Home with Tom and Rhonda, Papa Rock, Our Flippin' Farmstead, Web Deb Spider, My Green Lawn, Rebecca Touched by Yarn, Canadian Fishing Musician, Urban Bucket Homestead, More of This or That. How did you put all those on your thing, Des? I mean, is that something you did, or is that something that YouTube did? Oh, wow, that would be a cool idea. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, we flipped the couch from being in front of the windows to the middle of the room, basically, because the open floor plan, that's like, yeah. So the couch is like blocking the view that goes to the dining room because it's all just kind of one big open space with the vaulted ceiling. I want to paint that false beam like a chocolate brown and paint that ceiling white. Hey, Jans, good to see you. Well, I'm glad you popped in. I've just been kind of hanging out and telling everybody what I was up to. I'm sitting here live on this account using my other account to sit here and watch y'all's videos. So now I got another person who's like, because like, where do you begin when you get behind? So I figured this is one way to do it. While I'm actually on here, I can be watching stuff on the other account, and I can be sitting here and doing my crochet. Because I was, for recovering, it's like I just been sitting here in my chair crocheting away doing, a bunch of granny squares and stuff. So I got blankets to put together, and I was sitting here and I was watching some YouTube, and then I was watching some TikTok. And during the daytime, when I'm sitting here by myself, just me and the dogs hanging out, I sit here and I just crocheting, and it doesn't seem like anybody in our crowd is really on during the daytime. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to hop on in the middle of the day and just kind of hang out with whoever shows up. And then it just dawned on me that while I was sitting here talking to y'all, doing my crochet, that I could also be watching y'all's stuff. I'm all about that double duty, being able to do more than one thing at a time, So, but it's going to make it easy, I think, because the way you got everybody on here. Okay. Oh, yeah, you sure did. Wow. When did you do that? That's cool. Huh. Wow, really? You're very organized. Willow Way. I wonder if they disconnected me from her. I haven't seen anything from her in a while. She's still around, didn't she? I was trying to remember what her name was. Was it Rachel? Yeah, there's our treasured home. I'll go get Nancy real quick, make sure I'm connected with her over here. Oh, yep. See, I wasn't. So this actually helps me out, Des. I can sit here and connect with everybody off your stuff. Oh, Outdoors Big Matt. I see a lot of stuff of his over there on TikTok. And I think I had already connected with Rebecca on here. Let's see. Do I even have the Crockers on here? Nope. Subscribe. Let's go back. Lazy Acres. Subscribe. I hate that I can't see. Yeah, there's Devil Buck. Yeah, I thought I was already subscribed to him over here too. Because it seems like it was, yeah, see, at home with Tom and Rhonda, I didn't even have, they're not even subscribed over here on this other channel. It's my content consumer channel. Papa Rock passed away. Oh, man. That's definitely the downside to some of this. I don't know if it's my medical training, but I almost thought about making a video and leaving it like schedule a time for it to release like way ahead, and keep doing it, putting it way ahead. Don't let it release. You could even update it over time if you wanted to, but basically have a video where if something happens to you, because like if you think about it, it's so hard to get to know people and then they're just gone again. It's like, you too, Gulf Coast Granny. I'm going to jump over and make sure I'm connected with you real quick. Come on. Gulf Coast Granny. There we go. Yeah. Now I got you on this one too. Yeah, yeah, I can relate to that. The termites. First date moon. That's she does some nice thumbnails. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Do we have any idea why? I mean, that's like um, James Hall popped in earlier and mentioned Lila. And I'm like, I got to meet her at the Pinecone Fest. And then it just, life is just so weird. But yeah, I had thought about making a video where if something happened to me, it would post, what do they call it? Posthumously? It would post. Because if I keep it like scheduled far enough, if I keep it scheduled ahead, and you can go in, you can change the schedule, then it would be something where if for some reason I was no longer able to get on there to reschedule it, it would come up and it would show y'all that it was basically the end of the channel. If, at that point, because the only time that I would really let that actually post would be if I wasn't around to change that date. Because me and husband, we had sit here at different times and just, searching through YouTube. Some of the people I'm connected with, I found because I went when Crockers had Shoot Dang Fest. I went in there and watched everybody's videos from Shoot Dang Fest and then connected with all those channels. And so it was like, just doing searches like that, looking for people. And we come across a couple different channels that we were interested in. And you going through the videos, it's like they haven't posted anything in a long time. And you're like, well, what happened? It's like some of them, they look like they're doing really good at it. And just for whatever reason, it's just totally stopped, and it's like, well, either something happened with them or they just gave up on it. Like Willow Way 8 months ago. It's like, it just leaves you, it kind of leaves you hanging. And so I thought, well, and then sitting there thinking, wow, that would be like you could leave messages from beyond the grave where it's like it's going to post because you're not there to reschedule it. And it basically, you could take that time to basically tell everybody goodbye and yada, yada. I don't want to get too into thinking about that stuff. It's kind of dark. So, but yeah, I thought, well, that would be. But I mean, I I have no idea why. That's what blows me away. Is like, like with Lila, it's like she looked fine. I mean, she's an older lady. And it's like I said earlier in the live stream, we all end up with health issues. I mean, it's just a fact of life. We all end up with health issues somewhere down the line. So, most likely she had something going on, but it wasn't anything that I knew. But it's just, it just makes you think. It's like, and I can tell you for absolute certainty now, I can tell you heart attack hurts. It is definitely on the pain scale of 1 to 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. It's definitely, when you're in labor with one of your children, especially as it's progressing, at a point it's going to be done. It's going to be over and you're going to get back to your baseline and not be going through that, Oh man. Wow. Yeah, pneumonia, blood clots for sure. That was one of the things. Blood clots was one of the things that they ruled out on me because they was afraid I was having that I had a pulmonary embolism. And part of that, I think, was because the cardiac cath that they did in July didn't show anything except the myocardial bridge. And the cardiologist says he don't think that's what's causing my issues. Well, I got some other people that are saying they think it is what's causing the issues, that it's causing it the vasospasm. So anything that causes your blood vessels to constrict and it shoots my blood pressure up and then sets off chest pain. And it happens sometimes after I have that spell where it feels like my blood sugar's dropping real fast. So the doctors have not been able to figure out what's wrong. And so it's very discouraging because it's like since March of 23, the health issues like blew back up in my face. And I say it that way because when I was still working and then I hurt my back and had to quit. I hurt my back cleaning my toilet at home, the arthritis, and that's when they found the spinal stenosis. And so I couldn't hardly walk. I was using a walker in my house, cane, the whole 9 yards. Couldn't hardly walk. It hurt too bad. And so this May will be 6 years since I worked. And I miss it. I miss being able to take care of people. And that's one thing that's very frustrating about this is because the doctors act like you like going to see them or something. No. You think I want a 50,000 plus ambulance life flight bill hanging over my head? That if the insurance for some reason decides they ain't going to pay it, I'm going to get stuck with that? No. I don't want the hundreds and thousands of dollars going out to doctors and hospitals and labs and radiology, but they sure seem to think that we like that. Like this is some kind of jolly trip for us. No, it's like I would like to be able to get back to being able to do the things I could do. You know, even with the autoimmune stuff, when it was just going after my joints, that was bad enough, you know, because it was like if you get out working in the garden or something, you know, you overdo it one day just by trying to be a normal human being and you pay for it for a week because you're laid up from pain because you did stuff that's really physically too hard for you to be doing anymore. That's kind of where I'm at. Some things are just getting too hard physically for me to be able to do. I made a video last year kind of covering that when it come to the horse stuff. And nothing's changed on that end. It's like I would love to be able to, you know, step up on a horse and be able to go ride, but at what cost? Because it's going to hurt, you know. And yeah, holy moly, 97,000 for gallbladder surgery. Jeez. Yeah, see, what I did was get on my phone with the insurance company to see what they had already paid. And I was kind of surprised. I'm happily surprised that the insurance company has already paid their share to the local hospital, Oklahoma Heart Hospital. They've already paid one of the ground ambulance, their portion of it. And the only thing that they have that's still processing is that 50,000 something dollar bill from the fixed wing. So yeah, you know what? I would much rather prefer to spend my money on other stuff, like, I don't know, more yarn. I would love to have been able to continue my life, taking my grandkids, being able to take them and go show. I got to do that with the oldest grandson. We hauled him to shows back when he was like 4 or 5 years old. We were hauling him to shows with us. He loved camping in the horse trailer. And me and Lexi was getting ready to do it. Jaden had done got older and he was kind of done with it. And Lexi was showing an interest, the oldest granddaughter. And so I started getting her stuff. Yeah, you know, I bought us matching show shirts. I had a horse that was like, she had the right temperament, the movement, the breeding, the whole 9 yards, Josie, and had her with a trainer. And we were going down and Lexi was riding her some, and we were making plans where we were going to start hauling her to shows when I hurt my back. And it was like everything just kind of domino effect from that. So why did my TV fall asleep? I thought I had it watching stuff. I think I got busy talking and forgot to hit play. Oh, there's something from Barb's Country Home. I haven't seen anything. And heard that's got something new too. Gallbladder's no fun. Do you still have problems from the gallbladder or the lack of? I mean, I wonder sometimes if, of course, there ain't nothing you can do whenever it's blocking the duct work. They have to take it out. There's no, and that being an emergency, you had to have been absolutely miserable. I mean, that's, I was going to say, it must be after 1 o'clock because I'm fixing to have another spell. It like hits me. It makes it hard to think. It just makes it feel like the sugar's dropping, like my blood sugar's dropping, which is why I brought this in here. So that way when it started, I could throw something at it. Try to hurry up and get it drunk down. Some of it so it'll make it stop. And I don't. Was you hurting in the normal place down low, or was it hurting in your chest? As they took mine out back in 95, and it was 2 little tiny stones that had gotten the duct and was blocking the duct. They like did an MRI one day, sent me home, did surgery the next morning. Oh yeah, clear through to the back. That's what's my heart attack did not present. Oh my gosh, my heart. It didn't present like that. I was out in the front yard messing with the chickens, just checking on them. And there was a couple roosters that was giving a hen a hard time. And she didn't look like she was enjoying it, needless to say. So I went and got her and separated her into a pen so they'd leave her alone. I mean, they were about to breed the poor hen to death. So that kind of ticked me off, which I have to stay in control of my emotions or they can set off this weird thing. But I took them roosters and dealt with them, and I couldn't even make it out of the front yard. I was like, I sit down at the picnic bench that we have in the front there, and I was like looking at the front door. It's like 20 feet away, and I'm like, I don't know how hard is it going to be to make it there. And it was just that I had this like feeling all over me. It wasn't, like I said, gripping chest pain. It was hurting lower, like in my abdomen, and making it hard to breathe. And so I waited till my grandson. He happened to come out, and I said something to him, but I don't think he heard me because he kept walking. And I took that opportunity to go ahead and get up and walk back into the house. And then I took some medicine, was trying to lay down, and I couldn't even lay down. I was like, I can't breathe. And so I had my husband take me, and I told him, I said, go in, get a chair. And I said, tell him you've got somebody with chest pain. Because at that point in time, it was starting to hurt my heart. I have a lot of chest pain. And so there's like different chest pains. There's the sharp, stabby chest pain. And then there's feels like somebody's got a hold of your heart, squeezing it, chest pain. And then it's chest pain almost like you can't really get a good breath in, like there's like like somebody's sitting on you and keeping you from being able to do that. And it never really, it was hurting some, but it was also hurting in my low abdomen and like my right kidney. And so I think it's something in my stomach or my abdomen. I think there's something that's setting it off. It's that, or it's my blood sugar fluctuation. It's doing it too fast and it's setting it off. I'm not really sure. And the fact that there's like, I mean, I said, you did the cath in July and you said there was nothing. And I understand when they do a cardiac cath, it has to be over like a certain percentage of a blockage before they will stent. Okay. If it's only like 30%, they're not going to mess with that. They're going for ones that are more blocked. And so now at 30%, they might, I guess, maybe, depending on where it's at, maybe would stent that, but I don't think so. And don't, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I don't know 100%. I'm just going by my memory of working in the medical field, and things change. So, it bothers me. It makes me wonder if there's something going on with my kidney, because they had run, or my kidneys, because they had run some lab work on me like the time before when I had to go to the ER, like a month earlier. It was a very similar attack, but it didn't set off the chest pain. And they did a CT, said my pancreas was inflamed and scarred or something. And that's what was causing all the nausea and stuff. And see, that's what's really hit me hard the last couple of days is the nausea. Whatever it is, it's also making me very nauseated. And so I haven't eaten anything. I don't eat for most of the day because of it. And then so whenever I do eat is usually in the evenings with my husband, whenever he comes in and we have dinner. But other than that, a lot of times I'm not eating because of the nausea. It kind of worked in my favor because the blood pressure medicines they had me on made the nausea worse. And so I lost 40 pounds that I had put on. So I'm not complaining about that. But yeah, I had asked, because my stomach tears up so much, I had asked one of the doctors if, because of the fact that I had my gallbladder out, if maybe I should always take like Zantac or Tagamet or something like that, Pepsid, one of those. And he said, not necessarily, but if I don't, it does mess with me. And yeah. Matter of fact, Des, you're not going to believe this. After I had a heart attack, I got lucky because it was a weekend. And it happened to be the weekend my cardiologist was covering. Okay, so he's the one that did the first cath. He took care of me when I had Now, after the first cath, they did an echo in March, and it didn't really show anything that they thought would be causing my symptoms. So they said we need to do more of an evaluation for the cardiac stuff, make sure there's nothing going on there. And part of that being because one of the ER docs suggested back in March 23 that the spell was caused by the autoimmune stuff. For all of last year, my rheumatologist has flat refused to try me on another biologic to slow down my system from attacking me. Why? Because based on the lab work, I was in remission. I don't know how he figures that, because the rheumatoid factor was still extremely high, but all the other inflammatory marker labs was not. And so he assumed I'm in remission, because how could I not have more swelling in my hands, more, how can I not be having these things and him not be able to see these things unless it was really happening? He actually started acting like he was going to take my diagnosis away from me. The Sjogren's, I said, no, my dentist would disagree with you at this point. because I have exposed, I mean, it's a mess. It's a lot of stuff. When I went in for the pancreatitis, they was afraid I was going septic because that marker for sepsis was elevated. It was above normal. And that's something that bothers me and worries me because sepsis killed my dad. Uh, he had had a heart attack before, but they had done stents and he was doing good. All right. Well, then he got bad sick, didn't go to the doctor, and ended up with a 30,000 white count that his heart couldn't take it. That, of course, was after my baby brother has been septic twice. Through all the tests, they never could figure out why. My mother, several years back, it would be 6 years ago, 7 years ago now. She ended up, me and her was supposed to work that morning. The load was down, so I thought, well, she had talked about just staying home. So when I went to pick her up and she didn't respond, I thought she decided to stay home. We had that option. And so she stayed home. I went ahead and went to work. Well, I got to thinking about it and I thought I just wasn't happy not knowing for sure. And so I called my husband and I said, go by and check on her, please. He thought I just meant whenever, through the day, whenever. So he didn't go. And I called like an hour later. Oh, I hadn't went yet. I said, please go check on her. Because at this point, I had done tried to call her again, and I'm not getting any answer. So I was worried. And they started slamming me at work. And so I'm like busy, and I'm trying to keep up with my notes and stuff and trying to keep everything up. And I get a phone call back that my mother's found in the floor of her bedroom and she's out of it. And the ambulance has come to pick her up. And so I call my boss to get relief and get my notes all done up and stuff, get caught up in order to be able to leave. And got, it's like I worked an hour from home. And so drove the hour to get to the hospital and go in. And she was just out of it. It was like every few minutes she would move around and try to say something, but she couldn't even really open her eyes. I mean, she was just out. They thought she was a drunk or something because they did her lab and said everything was normal. She had a normal white count. Everything was normal. So they had no clue as to why is this woman all of a sudden showing neurological issues. And, my daughters, that time that the ambulance, because my husband called my daughters, so they ended up going up and was there, and they told them, said, no, our grandma don't drink, and she does not drink. And so they knew that. Well, we got lucky. An RN that we knew that she used to work with us, she was at work that day, and she told that doctor, she says, I know this woman. This is not, And so they ended up transferring her to a neurological place in Plano, Texas, I believe. They life flighted her down there. Of course, she don't remember any of it because she was out of it. But sitting here telling that story about my mother with her sepsis, it took 3 days. 3 days, y'all, before her lab work showed that she was septic. She was laying in the bed, not even conscious, couldn't even wake up for 3 days. They did all this lab work on her and all these tests, and they couldn't figure out what was going on with her. And the whole time she was septic. So, yeah, she went 3 days before it showed up. And it was like, and the medication they kept giving her to settle her down was one that does not work if it's sepsis. And it was like, well, that explains why she'd never settled down. So that was a horrible experience. And so sepsis is always kind of in the back of my mind, especially with the gut issues so much, which, I mean, they've done some more tests on that stuff and, everything's normal, I tell you, I should be extremely grateful that my body is so good at maintaining homeostasis. But I tell you that that MI was just, I mean, you just like instantly start sweating. I actually got lucky and I didn't have the worst spell from that until I was actually already at Oklahoma Heart. And I mean, they just like jumped on me the minute I got there, doing everything, you know. It's like I had a nitro drip going, trying to keep my blood pressure down. I mean, and you know what's so crazy about the whole thing is you're sitting there and you're thinking, because he'd done told him, he says, she gonna be the first one going cath. Get her ready to go in cath first thing when I get there. And so that's what they did because he's figuring it's a blockage, right? And it wasn't. There's nothing. He says, my arteries are squeaky clean. Like I have no buildup, zero. I'm thinking, well, the doctors need to be asking me what kind of diet people should be eating to keep clean arteries then if that's the case. Because, I mean, come on. I'm almost 60 and I'd have no buildup at all, no plaque at all in my arteries. I wonder how rare that is. I tell you what I did, though, is probably 10, 12, is a while back. It's been over a decade ago. Real butter, lard, coconut oil, and olive oil. Stay away from the seed oils. I even, you know, some cake mixes putting olive oil in instead of vegetable oil will change the everything on it. So some you just can't, it doesn't work right. But a lot of them, yeah, I'll just put olive oil or coconut oil in it instead of seed oil. So yeah, it's like real butter and lard. That's my main things I use. And I've always said if I was ever going to have any kind of heart issue, it would be because I'm a cheese freak. Because all the fat and the cheese, you know, that and the sodium in it. But yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to jump off of here. My voice has about had enough. I've actually been on here 2 hours and 26 minutes. I'm going to go back. It was, I'm going to go back. I'll go back through my chat list real quick and make sure I've got everybody that was in here. I know Troy was one of them. I didn't look a while ago. Yeah, and those guys in the life flight, the fixed wing, I was like, can I get my phone out of my purse? They said, you can't use it to make any phone calls. And I said, no, I want a video. And they're like, no, we need to just leave that where it's at. They wouldn't let me video. And my family, all I could think about was, because it's like, I don't remember what time it was when I got to the hospital here. But I know it was later in the evening by the time they were transferring me and stuff. And I had told my family, go ahead and go so that my husband could get home, pack a bag, and make the trip to Oklahoma City. And oldest grandson went with him. Troy Sutton, S-U-T. I was on the T. Well, I don't think that's our Troy Sutton because this is a Troy Fitness. Is he just a subscriber and don't have any? Huh. Boy, you want to talk about, there's a lot of clickbait on YouTube. Wow. I guess Troy Sutton is just, he don't have a channel. I'm not seeing anything. And I know Jan was in here. Make sure I'm connected with her on this one. Well, I didn't get much crocheting done. I'll have to work on that. I do want to try to fix it to where there is better for anybody that can. Some toast, that's a good idea. I may do that because I tell you, it's about this time when it starts feeling better and I can actually eat something, and I try to wait until dinner, and then I'm starving by dinner time. Oops, go back over there. Oh, it put it together. No wonder it's not finding her right. Ah, there she is. Dang, Simply Jan is up to 25,200 something subscribers, plus another one now. Yeah, I don't even know anything about the survival seeds, but I went ahead and joined the thing on Facebook. 30-minute mule. I'll have to see what she made. That's the video I'm going to watch. I know, right? That just makes me so proud for them. I mean, seriously, because and I'll tell you how the whole deal about Butler is I had met him at the Video Creator Conference, and then everybody was at that conference. We had hooked up in Facebook, and everybody was trying to connect. Well, a lot of them just kind of like dropped away, and they didn't. I told him, I said, I hooked him up with Jesse and Lisa and MT Homestead. And I mean, they went to town and just started hooking up with everybody and putting in all this time. And I mean, they have just done a phenomenal job of growing that channel. I mean, when I met them, I think they had less subscribers than I did. And, I mean, yes. Where are you going to be at in Texas in April? What's going on in Texas in April? I'm wondering if it's very far. Operation Rendezvous in Huffman? I don't think I'm very far from Huffman. Oh, wow, that would be cool. Let's see, where's maps? I'm scared to travel very far at this point, but if it's close enough, because we're only like 14 miles from Texas. Whoa. No, there's no way I can do that. That's 5 hours. Dang. Wow. That's down not too far out of Houston, I guess. Because there's a Lake Houston right there. I was trying to see what highway, 69, Humble. Yeah, 5 hours is just way too far for me. I had got invited to go to Mississippi this last July, and it was like, there's no way I can make that trip. Wow, that's going to be a heck of a drive. I wonder, y'all probably going to take Interstate, is it 10 down there? Yeah, Interstate 10 that follows the Gulf Coast. You're probably going to go that way, huh? Yeah, 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 dang. That means you're going to be going through Pensacola, Mobile. We always cut up from Mobile. We'd go to, oh gosh, somewhere in Mississippi. I'm thinking Henrietta, but that's not it. Whoa, dog's falling off the thing. Did you fall asleep? You leaned the wrong way, started sliding off. Yeah. Wow, man. I wish I could go to that and be able to meet Devil Dog and all them down there. But that's 5 hours. I'm like, at this point in time, I'm hoping I can make it to the one that's only 2 hours. Wow, that would be cool. I wonder, is Jerry gonna fly all the way down there, or is he gonna drive all the way down there? I mean, I would think he would fly, being from Missouri. Is he driving? Wow. Wow. That's gonna be cool. I haven't even been over and watched anything of Devil Dogs in a while either. I need to. I'm gonna watch this Simply Jan, how she cooked the dinner, and I think I'm gonna make me some toast to eat. Really? Man, see? Wow. I just don't I'm like you, Des. I just don't travel so good anymore. It sucks. It's like it'd be really cool. I had told my husband, it's like I have this what do they call it? Basically a wish basket or something, things that you hope to do, a bucket list, what you want to do, you know. Well, the only thing really that I've always wanted to do that I haven't done, or I should say there's two things. One was ride a horse on the beach, and the other was to see the Grand Canyon. And that's the only two things I haven't done that I had always wanted to do. I've pretty well done everything else. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool to be going along. And you said that's in May? No, April. The weather's going to be nice, especially down along the Gulf Coast in April. Wow. So what time are you going to go on next, Des? You going on this evening, or I done lost track of the 10th through the 14th? Friday at 8 Eastern, so it'd be 9. Friday at 9? I need to make sure you're on here, though. Did I? No, I did. Okay, I made sure you're already on there. All right. Well, I'm gonna call this one and so. Oh yeah, you're right. It would be 7. What was I thinking? I need to get my date book and write everybody's times down again. I had it kind of set up in uh, so I knew, where to be at what time and stuff if I was able. And now I've done kind of lost track of everybody. I've just been being a vegetable, basically. Oh, really? Cool. He was one. Yeah, I'm gonna go back over when I get done watching Jan sing and eating my toast. I'm gonna go back over your channel and go back through all those names that you got on there, and make sure that I'm connected with him on there too. So I'll be watching for him. Because I'm thinking I seen Webb's Web on there when I was looking a while ago. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here so I can get me that toast and sit back and watch me some more YouTube. Oh yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing about the homesteading group, though, is because there's like so many people that are like on that outer perimeter that they're not homesteading, but maybe they go fishing or hunting, or they're not homesteading, but they garden, or they're not homesteading, but they preserve some of their own food. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a whole there's a core group of homestead people, and then you got all these things that are around them. And I think that's what's so cool about it, is because everybody's, you got people that are more outdoorsy type people too, that like to be outside doing things, whether it's the hunting, fishing, camping, that kind of stuff. And so it's really, yeah, I love I'm the same way. I love watching people building stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I've got, and that's why it's like with the different YouTube accounts, it kind of depended on like what room I'm in, which account I'm watching off of. And that's why I was like, well, I'm going to use the content consumer for this and also make sure that I have the same people on it that I have over here. There's content consumer used to be RMT Paints. So it's an old account, but I just hid the one thing, the one horse video that I had on there, and then I haven't done anything with it really. But that's what I was going to use it for. Is just it helps like if you're in live streams and you're like wanting to help somebody get their watch time, then you can be watching on another device. And I worried that even doing that with the same account name, that maybe they would come back and take that watch time away. And so I'm like, no, I'm not even going to risk that. I'm going to go ahead and use separate accounts to do that. And then that way they'll count the time of me watching that. And they're also counting the time here. The bad thing about it is if I go through StreamYard, I can bring people up. And I may do that like once a week or something. Maybe we can like jump up and like compare notes. I don't know who's doing what, who's building what. I don't know. I'm wanting to get all my grandkids blankets made, and then it's like, and then I start thinking babies, and then I start thinking, well, who's going to have a baby? So then I'm like, maybe I should like do a baby blanket too. So it just kind of builds. But I'm gonna let you go. And I haven't actually ended this on this, so it's going to take me a second to figure out how to. Oh, it's right there. It says end stream. Look at that. All right. Well, everybody have a good day. And with this cold front we got come blasting back down through us, had the horses shivering this morning before they got fed. It's like, and so I mean, it's just been nice. I'm going to try to do the same thing tomorrow, though. Just hop on during the daytime for an hour or two and just kind of chat and hang out with everybody. Y'all can kind of update me on what to watch, who to watch, tell me to watch your own stuff, whatever. I figured that way it works for not just me. It's not just helping me, it's helping other people at the same time. So, all about that dual purpose, double duty, being able to do more than one thing at a time. Y'all have a good one.